Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the show. Look who we've managed to get on. Brent Huff, how are you?
I am well, Dell. How are you?
I'm doing really good. We got my new best friend on the show, so I'm really excited for
Yeah,
this.
we're buddies. Yeah,
Yep, it's
absolutely.
how it works now.
Yeah,
It's the
yeah.
law. Now I heard you joined the Cameo family. You're finally on there.
Just did. They reached out to me. I had a friend of mine who's an actress that wanted me a few years ago to join, and she's pretty well known. And I go, I'm not well known like you. Nobody's gonna want me. So, and she tried to talk me into it. She goes, "Oh, you'll love it. It's great." And I just didn't do it. And then I actually Cameo reached out to me directly and said, "No, because a lot of the other actors from The Rookie are on." And they really are popular in the show. I said, okay, I'll give it a shot. So I've only been on it like a week, but it's been like fun. It's like every day I'm doing videos and stuff.
It's really funny. I actually remember sometimes people will post their cameos of like the other rookie actors, and everyone in the comments is like, "Oh, I want Smitty to go on Cameo." It's like,
Oh,
so it's so cool to see that you're finally there. Have you got any
yeah.
funny requests yet?
No, it's really funny. You're gonna like this that they come to me, Dell, for advice. I'm like,
Smitty for
Smitty would
advice.
be the last guy I would go to advice for. It's like, so, but I said, I'm going to give you advice I know absolutely nothing about. But, and they go, okay. So, but
And
I think that's funny.
they just trust you.
I don't know. Yeah,
I
that's,
I feel like
I don't know
Smitty is that
why.
one cop where secretly deep down he's actually really good at what he does. He's just mastered the art of laziness.
That's what a lot of people online said. I think at one point he was really good. And I have people stop me on the streets and say to give me what they think my backstory is. Like I was a really good cop and there was a big robbery here where hostages were killed and they think that really happened in real life in Beverly Hills. And they think maybe Smitty was in charge of that and then he messed up, or he told them the right thing to do and they went against what he said, and so then he just threw in the towel and I don't care anymore. So,
There's
but yeah, I have people with their theories of my backstory. I didn't know until, like, when you do a movie, you can write out your biography, how the movie is, and this, that, and that. With the series that goes on now, going on for its eighth year, you just don't know. And so I didn't know until last year that I had been married 3 times in the last 10
I
years.
know.
I
And you
didn't know.
have
I like,
kids.
wait, yeah. And do it. And then they said, do it. And they go, Smitty, do you have kids? I go, do I? I didn't really answer. So I don't even, so I don't know. I've got a back tattoo I didn't know about. I'm into goat yoga. It's like, I live in a trailer behind the station. Yeah, it's like,
I think the real question is though, did Smitty ever get to enjoy his donuts after the raccoon incident?
no, but you're gonna love this. Okay, so they had the raccoon thing where they go, Smitty screams like a little kid, and he throws up the donuts and so I'm doing this kind of stuff, and then literally a month later, there is a commercial on the air for some where it's LeBron James, the basketball player, and he sees a raccoon and he screams and throws up his donuts. So I go, okay, LeBron is doing what Smitty's doing. Yeah, so
He's
who knew? But
he's copying the original.
that's right. I need to talk to my agent about that.
Yeah.
So.
Get some royalties on that one.
Get some royalties from the LeBron money. But yes, we worked with, there was actually 3 raccoons because they get
Was it
worn
real
out
or
or
was it
whatever.
like
Yeah.
were you just
Oh, no, they're
imagine?
real raccoons. And they go, stay away, don't try to feed them or anything, because they got these little hands. And, it's like, but yeah, they were real raccoons. Who
Also,
knew?
what a man of a breakfast of champions. 12 donuts he's going to eat.
Yeah, yeah. So now, so now they had this thing with Smoothie. It has a snackage time. They call it snackage. And so I get like all the time, what's my favorite? So I'm eating in a lot of scenes now. And so the prop people want to know what kind of snack I want. Do I want chocolate? Do I want licorice? Do I want, all that kind of donuts? And so I get to eat a lot. Yeah.
I mentioned that your character is so iconic and your role is just eating on camera. That you're just snacking, you know?
Yeah,
You,
yeah.
you,
Just yeah, it's like eating constantly.
but you can't touch paper. We know you're allergic to paper.
Well, yeah, yeah, any kind of paperwork. So anything that has to do with work, I'm allergic to.
Well, going into the rookie, one of the questions I wanted to ask, between union politics, goat yoga, and this is us fan fiction, do you ever read a new script and just go, what on earth is this man doing now?
Yes, every time. Well, I get a script sent to me, And first of all, I go all the way to end to make sure that Smitty's still alive, that he didn't get, get shot or anything like that. And so my wife would go, Smitty, I said, Smitty lives. So that's the first good thing. And then I go, well, what knucklehead thing did Smitty do? So I go, oh, you're not going to believe what he did this time. And so there's always something. Yeah. So it's just like, and it's usually, it cracks me up what the writers have come up with.
Do you think it gets
Yeah.
worse every season? Because I swear it starts off tame and then it's just getting more and more chaotic.
Well, the very first episode, very first season, I thought I was going to be this tough guy, that just hates rookies, and I was going to be sort of, with roles that I played in the past, like that. Just been kind of, I do a lot of military and police roles, and so I thought I'm just going to be the tough guy who hates rookies. I'm going to be hard on the rookies, and so that makes sense. I didn't realize there was going to be any comedy. I didn't know the show, and so I didn't know there was going to be any comedy. And then it started giving me funny lines. I go, oh, this is a lot better. Yeah, I like this.
And
Yeah.
now he's the most iconic character in the rookie, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Now he's like,
No, thank you.
hey, you don't even need to thank me. Just go look at like TikTok or anything. Any comments
Yeah.
with Smitty, it is just best character right there.
Oh, well, yeah. And you can't tell that it's me sending those in?
It's
Just kidding.
is that what you do?
Yeah.
You
That's
see-
what I do. That's why I started Cameo. It's mostly me doing it.
Now, I've also in the rookie, you've been shot, assaulted, promoted, demoted, elected, and rejected, and yet Smitty still finds time for snacks and chai tea in his underwear. What's your favorite absurd Smitty moment so far in the show?
Let's see. Well, God, I've had a few of them. It's like when I'm talking to Lucy and I go, I'm smart and I got spaghetti
yeah.
sauce on my head. She's awesome to work with. By the way, I just worked with her yesterday, and she's so cool. Yeah. So I worked with she and Eric yesterday. They're awesome. Oh, guys, there's just so many of them that these writers give me. But not, I had one where I was with West, like in season 2 or 3, I think it's 2 maybe, where there's a biker restaurant, and I go like act like a Mr. Tough guy with all these bikers and tell them what to do. That was pretty funny, I thought, because I'm just in way over my skis on that one. So I don't know if you follow the show on Reddit. Some of the Smitty stuff on Reddit. I mean, it's been a fun little job.
I
It's like,
I did a deep dive of the Reddit when I was doing my research, and I read everything from theories to Smitty facts that I don't even know if are true. And I do laugh when he hands like the divorce card, like the attorney card, and it's all crumbled, and you can tell he's had it for a long time.
It's worn out. And yeah, and something I'm really doing Nolan a favor. And he goes, why would I want anything from Smitty? Let alone, can you imagine what Smitty's attorney would look? Smitty's attorney, I don't know if they have this in Australia. Do they have like TV attorneys that advertise on TV all the time? Like,
No, we don't do that like America. We don't see those silly like ads, or like on the benches.
it's goofy. So that would be like, if Nolan would ask Smitty, like, who's your attorney? Well, I'm this, with this guy who's like a total joke that's on, bus stops and all that kind of stuff. And I'm thinking he's a great attorney.
Found him on some bench under an underpass, like.
Yeah.
What is your like top 3 favorite Smitty moment, like moments?
That was one, probably this, dancing out of the scene, with Lucy.
You've done a lot, so it's kind of hard to nail this down.
Yeah,
I
there's,
feel like.
I try to put something in like all the time. We had talked about in season 2, I had a scene with West, and I'm trying to get him to live with me in the trailer, and I'm trying to be cool and hip and young like he is. And I go, man, you're a baller, right? And baller to me is like a basketball player, and you go, look, this baller, like make a shot. And I didn't do it. And so after the scene, I was talking to the actor. I said, I was thinking about doing this with a basketball movie. He goes, oh, why didn't you do that? And I go, oh, man, I should have. He goes, yes, you should have. And so I told myself, anytime I think of something like that again, I'm going to do it. And a lot of times the rookie will let me do it, like drinking Dr. Pepper, and then our Fresca is what I drink. So he drinks a
Fresca. Yeah.
And then I'll burp.
What is
And
a
so
Fresca, by the way? I don't know.
It's like...
Is it like a combination of drinks or like?
It's clear. It's like, I guess the closest thing like Sprite or a 7-Up. But sometimes I'll say, do you want if I don't want carbonate, because I will, because Smitty drinks it so fast. Now if I want to burp in it, I will drink Fresca fast. And then they go, do one without burping. I go, well, maybe just don't give me the Fresca on this one.
Just swap it out
Yeah.
for some water or something.
Yeah.
I feel like
Yeah.
Smitty would be like his character. I feel like he'd be the one to go to like a fountain serve and get like a big cup and just put everything in it, like bits of every drink, and he'd call it some like Smitty crazy temple drink or something.
Well, you remember when I was trying to buy the votes when I was running for union rep, and I was handing out free waters
Waters,
with my
yep.
name on it, and they go, "Wait, the cap is loose here." And I go, "Well, I filled it up in my bathroom sink." That, that's Smitty. Yeah,
That's
it's
Smitty.
like I'm not going to pay for water. That's
I
crazy,
have it for free over here
yeah, yeah.
in his
So
trailer.
if you had told me when I was a kid that in today's date would be paying for water, I'd go, "You're crazy. But you're paying for water which is free. Oh yeah, you might pay $2 for a bottle of water." I go, "Get out of here. That's crazy."
Maybe
But
we should be listening to Smitty's advice, with the
go on Cameo and ask advice for how I drink water. Yeah.
Imagine someone actually does that. They watch this and they see this and they give you a request on Smitty's water saving tips, or like
Yeah.
financial advice.
Financial advice. He eats donuts for free at the psychiatrist's office because it's free snackage. He can get free. He's the kind of guy that when I was first starting out as an actor, you do extra work. They have what they call craft service, which would be like food to the side. You have
Yeah.
craft service in Australia, okay? So I would just load up on craft service to take home that night because I was a poor actor. I didn't have any money, so I'd be eating like potato chips and stuff after when I went home at night just to save money.
Now, going off for a little bit, we'll get back to the rookie, but I just remembered you've traveled to quite a lot of countries. You've done Serbia, like Austria, the Philippines. You've done Australia, which I learnt before from a totally not first attempt interview. Out of all the
Yeah.
countries you've been to, what has been your most memorable experience besides Australia? Because I know how good of a country that is, totally. But
Australia. No, I didn't work in Australia. I just went to visit friends in Australia. So I didn't get to work there, but I wanted to because they were telling me I like all the production going down there. And I will say this, kudos to Australia. You guys have some of the best actors. It's incredible how many great actors come out of Australia. And I'm not just saying that because I'm doing an Australian
yeah,
podcast. It's freaking amazing. And the American accents that you guys do flawlessly. And then we go down and just butcher the good day, mate. Hey, good on you, mate. It's terrible. But the Aussies are so good. And I go, look her up or look him up. And they go, she's Australian. It's like, yeah, English actors too. So I didn't do a movie in Australia. I want to, but the craziest experience I ever had was in Russia, and I was directing an action movie in Russia called Treasure Raiders, and it was like sort of the Fast and Furious Russian style. And it was a big budget, and so I had all these cars to crash, and the Russian stunt people are crazy. They'll do anything. And I said, I don't want to get anybody killed here. They go, Brent, don't worry. You get somebody killed, not your fault. They no risk. I said, no, nobody's going to die on this movie. It's like, oh, and so there'd be wrecks and fights, and and it's like they would shut production down. And I go, what? You have to. They want a fax machine, and then you can shoot again. I go, I want a fax machine. Who's using fax machine? They go, I want a fax machine, and then you can go back to shooting in the hallway, kind of a thing. And it was like all great stuff, but it was like crazy, crazy action movie. So that was my craziest experience. But I've shot in the Philippines a lot.
a lot of war movies. I from memory.
Lot of war movies. I was a former Vietnam vet, and I'm going back to like an MIA that had been missing since 1972's in the jungle, and I'm going in to save him, or whatever. So I did this movie called Strike Commando 2, not 1. I wasn't in 1. Strike Commando 2 with Richard Harris, the great Irish actor Richard Harris. And so I'm like, oh my God, I can't believe Richard Harris is doing this movie. I get to act with Richard Harris. And so there is a scene, and we're in the Philippine jungle. And I'm going in to save him because he was my commanding officer. And I go to save him, and then he turns the gun on me. He blackmails me. And so in the scene, I get emotional. And so I'm crying. And so I got real tears just flowing down my face. I'm going, I can't do it. And so in the back of my head, I'm thinking, oh my God, I'm acting really well here. This is going to look good on my reel. With Richard Harris, I'm really acting. And so the Italian director goes, cut. Oh my God, Brett, that's fantastic. That was the greatest, oh my God. So bravo, 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 Brett. And then Richard Harris goes, hey, mate, come over here, mate. He goes, yeah, cut that in half. That's way too much. Cut it in half. I'm like, oh, I was overacting. He goes, yeah, it's bad. I go, okay, lesson learned. Yeah, so yeah, I got schooled by Richard Harris, but if you're gonna get schooled by somebody, he's not a bad guy to get schooled by.
Something
Yeah.
I laugh about, and I saw this. There's videos on TikTok that'll pop up, and it'll be like rookie actors now, and it'll be like a photo of you now, and it'll be a photo of you back in the day. And every time it gets to Smitty, everyone in the comments, because it's obviously a photo from your old modeling days, and everyone's in the comments is like, "That was Smitty. Wait, what's going on here?" Because everyone's now discovering what you did, obviously before the rookie, and obviously your early days. And it's so funny seeing people do a deep dive on your career.
Okay, so this is crazy. So just yesterday, I was filming a scene on The Rookie, and Tori Garrett is the director, female director from Australia. You can look her up. She's an Aussie, and she was awesome. And so Eric Winter, who plays Tim, was also a model back in the day, but I'm
Yep.
older than he is. So he was a model not as long ago as I was. And so we're talking, and Eric said, Brent, Tori's son is a model in Milan. And I lived in Milan for like 2 years, doing designer stuff. I go, really? He goes, go tell her that you worked in Milan as a model, because her son's over there. Might be able. So I said, hey, Tori, I was, no kid. She goes, do you have any of your old modeling pictures? I said, yeah, right here on my phone. I got them right here. And so I show her that. She goes, that's you? I'm like, God, yes, I don't look that much. She goes, wait a minute, that's not you. I said, yes, that's me.
That's
So,
pretty much
yeah,
everyone in the comment
I
section.
know. I'm like, this is the reaction that I want. Oh, you look exactly the same. You haven't changed at all.
That's not the reaction I've been seeing every
That's
time.
not the reaction I've been seeing either. I don't know what they're doing to me.
I was
So,
just because I was just on TikTok before we started this, and I'm scrolling. I see that video, and the top comment with like 20,000 likes in all caps. That was Smitty, and like three exclamation points. Like,
yeah, yeah, yeah. It's like there's one episode where Juarez is, she's on a dating app, right? And so she goes, I'm not gonna, and she's doing a ride along with Nolan. She goes, I'm not gonna, do these dating apps because these guys all lie about their age. And he goes, oh, really? She goes, look at this one. And she goes, yeah, he looks pretty good. He strangely
oh,
familiar. And
and
she goes,
it was you.
yeah, it was an old photo of me. And she goes, oh my God, that's Smitty. And I'm like, yeah. Yeah. So
that
yeah, they've
that was a
yeah, I
funny
get that
scene.
all the time, but unfortunately, it's always that's you. Yeah,
And it's not even in like a bad way. It's just funny because people know you so well as Smitty. They just forget that you've done so many other cool things in your life up to this.
yeah.
It's
It's like, and then I used to always play like the tough guy hero, in all these B action movies. I'm the killing fights and action, a lot of stunt work. I'm doing all this kind of stuff, and they would never put those two together. The only other time I got to do like a character like Smitty is I did a character for a lot of Microsoft commercials with Steve Ballmer, where I'm Steve Ballmer's life coach, which it's like getting advice from Smitty. So I
yeah.
was just this knucklehead guy. So I love doing that. So that's the only other time I got to play a character like pure comedy like Smitty.
Do you think it'd be if we were talking about this before? I was saying how there'd be a funny opening to an episode, because you've had like, when the cop car comes past and they go, Smitty, are you in your shop? And he goes, oh, or not your shop, but your shop's outside. He's like, yeah, it's parked outside, and he walks out and it's just gone. It's just gone, disappeared. A funny opening would be, you DJing. It's all hectic. Music is loud. You're vibing, and it just pans slowly to one person, and he's not even like dancing. He's like looking at his phone or something.
Yeah, he wants to get out of there. It's like what or one of the rookies that not one of the main rookies, but one of the rookies that I talked into going that I kind of paid off. Yeah, that's a great idea. I tell you, I might run that past him if
Just
they
give
go,
it to
yeah,
the
yeah, I
riders,
guess.
just
Yeah, yeah,
little note and like a
yeah,
donut or something,
yeah,
bribery.
yeah.
I assume you get a lot of creative freedom with this role because you were saying before, when you do the documentary episodes, you can do a lot of self improvised.
Well, that's yeah. I don't get to do a lot, but if I do something that they might like it and they might not. But I don't just run free and I'll run it past. Like it was the last episode when we were doing the documentary style, and online, I got Smitty's badge is upside down. And so people are assuming, and I think even production, that I did it myself, that I did a Smittyism. That was totally a mistake. But it's great for Smitty would do that, but I would run that past the production first before I would just do it.
What if you're
But
just Smitty? Smitty is actually portraying Brent Huff. That's like the conspiracy theory, you know.
yeah, oh yeah, yeah, he's just being me. Yeah, it's other than the fact that in real life I'm a workaholic. I work really hard. You have to be to stay in this business, but so that's totally different than Smitty. But everything else is pretty close. Pretty close.
Now, well, I
Yeah.
don't think he gets spaghetti stains on his forehead a lot, but
Yeah, not on my foot, but on my white pants, I would. I do. Yeah.
something I love is like the little friendship between Nolan and Smitty, and even you calling Nolan a bad luck charm after that one episode with the sniper became a bit of a running joke. Do you think the dynamic between the two? Do you think Smitty is low-key jealous, or do you think he enjoys trolling him?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah. Oh, for sure. For sure. Because I had the cushy job of union rep, and he comes in,
and
you know,
steals it.
he was just and steals it from me. What's he have that I don't have? I've got experience. And he's like, I said in
Since
one
I was
episode,
born,
no,
you've been union
yeah,
rep since the year I was born.
the year I was born, but which I was born, yeah, yeah. So I'm jealous of that. And then also I had a scene where I said I could throw a football over Mount Baldy, because there's a football player in one of the episodes, and Mount Baldy is a big mountain out here in Los Angeles. And so I'm like, no, seriously, I could throw a football over Mount Baldy, which of course you can't do. So I
No.
was like telling people what a great football player I was. But when they just had the episode where they all played football, Smitty was not invited.
Oh,
And so somebody asked me, was Smitty jealous he wasn't invited? I go, yeah. And they go, what do you think he did? I said, I know exactly what Smitty did. He was under the bleachers with binoculars looking out, watching all the people and go, I could have done that much better. So yeah, so he's jealous. He's jealous of a lot of people, but yeah,
I think
definitely Nolan.
I think we need Smitty to get his own boot. I feel like we need a season where there's more focus on Smitty. He gets his own boot. And I'd laugh, right, if everyone doubts him and the boot turns out to be like the best rookie ever.
Yeah, I like how you're thinking. Yeah,
Like,
yeah. So
hypothetically, do you think Smitty would be a better detective or a better TO if you had to pick? If you had to do like one episode where he was either, besides, with the West in season 2?
yeah, I think if the sergeant said, okay, this is how Smitty would be a really good trainer and officer, TO. So they send me out. Gray sends a rookie out with me, and they said, whatever Smitty does, you do the opposite.
Opposite.
And then they score like they become the most brilliant police officer ever because, well, Smitty did this, so I did this. Well, there you go. It's like when people bet on rugby games or football games, and they always lose. Bet opposite of them. Yeah, if Smitty tells you something, do the opposite.
Also love when he was interim sergeant for a day and he sent everybody off to a pool party. That was iconic.
Because he wants to be liked. That's why he's the fun uncle. It's like, see, I thought, oh man, everybody's gonna like me. Yeah, when Smitty's in charge, we all get to go to the pool party.
Do you think when
And
Smitty's not on screen, do you think he's taken all the cushy calls, traffic violations,
oh yeah, yeah, he's he's like he's at McDonald's. He's like not where he's supposed to be. Kind of thing. But I think he would go into these rough neighborhoods or something, and everybody would like Smitty a lot. So I play Smitty like I really like him. I would like to hang out with Smitty, me
I
myself.
would want to hang out with Smitty. That would be cool.
Yeah,
But
so I want to
technically-
make him that
Technically,
guy.
I am, in a way.
There you go.
But he has to transform. He's going to put the badge upside down and he's going to...
Yeah. But
That-
I've done stuff like that. Yeah. So yeah, that would be yeah. But yeah, so I always try. I do think with Smitty, it's like I want him to be the fun guy you want to hang out with, and still he has that childlike innocence, like things that you would think are funny in junior high. Like we're gonna lock him in the in the closet. I think Smitty would still find that funny,
I feel like
kind of thing.
they got to gift
Yeah.
you a new set of peanut butter because I heard that someone stole it.
Yeah, he gave it to the raccoon.
First you lost your donuts and then your peanut butter. That's a lot of
Yeah,
investment for
that's
Smitty.
a lot of that's a lot of calories for one day that I'm missing.
He needs it. Smitty is just
I,
a bulk.
yeah,
He needs it.
exactly. Right. Yeah, yeah.
Moving on from the rookie, we'll get back to it. But something that I was reading about and I thought it was quite interesting is you're a founding member of the No More About Drug Alliance, created behind and also created behind the Orange Curtain, which was about drug abuse.
Right.
How has your advocacy influenced your artistic projects and vice versa?
Well, I used to teach acting down at a place called the Performers Academy, which is in Orange County. It's Laguna Hills, the Performers Academy. And because of my modeling career, I directed a documentary about the good, the bad, and the ugly sides of the modeling industry. Because the modeling industry can be great, it can be horrible, it can be all these different things. But I wanted to pull back the curtain on the modeling industry, like in Milan and Paris and all these places. As I'm doing that, one of the kids that was a friend of the owner of the Performance Academy, one of her schoolmates, who's 16 years old, died of an opioid overdose. And it was really sad. And then it came out that all these kids in Orange County is sort of the rich part of, it's not Los Angeles County, it's further south. It's more conservative. There's a lot of money there. It's keeping up with the Joneses. There's the theory that a lot of the rich kids are down there. They go to private schools and they get everything they want. But a lot of them were dying of opioid overdoses. And so they had a meeting down there with like 12 or 13 parents, who had lost their kids, who their kids had overdosed and died. And they came down to talk to me in one big assembly room, and there were tears everywhere, including me. It's like, if you lose your, if you get divorced, things can be worse. You lose your house, things can be worse. You lose your job, you go bankrupt, things could always be worse. You lose a child, it doesn't get any worse. And it's like, and they asked me if I would direct a movie about this to say, to show that these were good kids. These weren't like what you think about a drug you, they were like your ordinary kids. And I said, well, I'm going to tell the truth. I'm going to find, and the truth was I found out these were really good kids and they came from really good families and not families that just threw money at the problem. They were families that were loving families. Right now I'm going through a hip problem and they give you these drugs and you get hooked on it, very easily. So that's how I started that. And I got into it. And so we went around the country touring with that movie. And it was just like the people that would get up in the local towns, were in Dallas or New York or whatever, and we get a panel of parents who'd lost their kids. And, we get first responders, we get doctors and all this stuff. And it was really good because a lot of parents didn't know that was happening under their noses. They think about like cocaine and whatever, but they don't think about, at least they didn't. This was 10 years ago. It's changed now, but they didn't think about the opioid crisis that was right under their nose. So that's how I got into that.
With all the things that you have directed, because you've directed quite a few movies, even one with Jake Paul, I figured out before as well. Are there any other movies that you'd like to direct if given the funding, with other stories you'd like to tell or other problems you'd like to bring to light?
I've always wanted to tell the story of Amy Semple McPherson. Now, you probably don't know who she is, but Amy Semple McPherson was a female evangelist, Christian evangelist in the 1920s. And she's originally from Canada, and she came down here with her mother and her kids and had these tent revivals. And she was in Los Angeles and created this huge church. And she had this big following where like 10,000 people at every service and be all day. And she had her own radio show. I mean, she was hugely, hugely popular. And like there was 5 papers in LA at the time, and one of the 5 had her on the front page every day for like 10 years. That's how big she was. At the height of her popular, and she was also a faith healer. So the blind would come and they could see, the crippled would come and they could then walk. And so people thought she was the charlatan, she was a fake and all this kind of stuff. And it never, and there's still to this day, was she real or a fake or what, At the height of her popularity, she goes with her secretary from the church in Santa Monica, goes for a swim. She goes out to sea and doesn't come back. So everybody and her secretary, they thought she died. Police, everybody's there to try to save Amy Semple McPherson. So the next day, it's in the papers, like 10,000 people at the beach. Some of them throw themselves in the Pacific Ocean. They kill themselves to be with her and God. And they think they see the ascension, like Jesus, of Amy going to heaven. So that was the whole story. All right, and the town is grieving. Los Angeles is grieving. The whole world is grieving in the 1920s. Then it finds out that there's also a married man from the church that was missing at the same time. And she shows up 30 days later saying that she was kidnapped on the Mexico-U.S. border. And it's this outlandish story that is hard to believe. And during the trial, whether it was real or not that she used all this government money, which she wasn't really missing, and people thought they saw her with this man up in Carmel. So anyway, during the trial, 7 people mysteriously die. This is all a true story. And she ends up, her mother disowned her daughter disowned her. She died at 53 years old up in Oakland, California, of a drug overdose. That's a story. Like, is it believable? It's not. Yeah. It's
I could see myself watching that. That would seem like a really cool movie if done right.
It can't. Yeah. It's an unbelievable story. So I would love to. I've already written the script. The script is done, and I've given it to Steven Spielberg and all these people. And it's come close. I gave it to Tom Cruise's company when he was married to Nicole Kidman. I thought she would be great to play Amy Semple McPherson. I would love. Right now, I love Kate, not Kate Capshaw. I met with Kate Capshaw, who's married to Spielberg. Kate Winslet, would be great. But get some actress. It's an Academy Award role for some actress, and to really bring her to life. But it's just like you can't believe this actually happened. So that's the story I'd like to tell.
We'll come back in 3 years when you've done that, and I'll be back with another interview.
Yeah.
If you had to. Top 4 Letterboxd-style of all the films you've directed, what would you do your top 4 in no particular order?
No particular order. 100 Mile Rule with Maria Bello. I love that film. It was a great time. I think it's hysterical. We did a lot of film festivals. That Cat City with Rebecca Pidgeon, Brian Dennehy, and Julian Sands. Who Done It thriller in Palm Springs. I would probably do Chasing Beauty, my documentary about the modeling industry. And then lastly, I just did a documentary about a female basketball player named Jackie Stiles, who was, I don't know if you heard of Caitlin Clark, female basketball player here in the States. She was Caitlin Clark before Caitlin Clark. An amazing story. Amazing. Like from a small town of 700 in Little Kansas to come on up to be the greatest basketball player in the world. So those are my top 4. I have actor friends of mine that I've acted with, and they go, Brent, did you ever see this happening? I go, I guess I did in one way, or I wouldn't have kept it up, but maybe not like that. I mean, but it's been a joy. It's like you get to the point like, yeah, maybe. But you know what? Even if I hadn't had the success of this, I still wouldn't have regretted what the dream that I was chasing, because I like you're doing. I love doing this. It's like this is you and I talking. This has been a blast.
And there's been totally no mistakes in the first part of this at all.
Zero. Flawless. I don't know how you do it. You're like an engineer.
It's been so good.
Yeah.
It's cool. It's cool. I really do love what I do, and I can tell that you love what you do. And I can't wait. Hopefully I get to do a little like rookie marathon, I might be doing a rookie marathon. This could be pretty cool.
Oh, yeah. Well, hopefully some of the rookie people will see this, and I'll tell them, but they go, oh, you got to do it.
Hey, he's a good kid. You like him.
Yeah, he's a good mate. He's a good mate. We don't have, I don't know if we've had any guests that have been Aussies or not, but a lot of Canadians on our show.
Well, if they need an Aussie, my bags are already packed. It's already done.
Yes.
Question. I was just sorry, I just caught off guard with this one. But with the rookie, going back to this, I wondered, because you were only meant to be in one episode. I learnt this recently as well. It must have been cool when you came back, and you came back again, and again, and again, and again, and again, and you kind of turned into this like cult classic of a character, from that one episode.
It's people on the set still, like I'll have regulars on the set, to go, Brent, can you believe that you were just supposed to be one episode and it's turned into this? I go, no, I can't believe it. It's crazy. I was focusing only on directing. I wasn't caring about acting anymore. I was directing a lot. Doing a lot of documentaries. And if you direct a movie, if you do it well, it takes you a year and a half, maybe 2 years. So I was thinking about that. And then they had me come in and read for a part on Shameless. And William H. Macy was the director. And I love William H. Macy. And I go, oh, man, I'd like to get this. I end up getting a 3-arc episode character in Shameless. I go, oh, man, feels good to be back acting again. But and then right after that, I got the rookie, and my first scene was with Nathan, right? And so I'm playing this tough guy, and he goes, he was the boot, and it was like, oh, we have to listen to this guy, and so I'm being tough with Nolan there. I'm telling him, oh man, I didn't buy it. But when Nathan comes in, he goes, we were going over the scene, and he messed up a line. He goes, I used to be good at this, and he just put everybody at ease. And he's such an easygoing guy, and that's why the rookie's so much fun to work on because he is the rookie. The show start as him, and since he's so cool, nobody's going to be a jerk if your main star is a cool guy. I don't think they would anyway. But there's been other shows where they have been like that. But that's what makes it so cool. Yeah.
Even the crew are a vibe, I've heard.
Oh, they're great. They're awesome. Yeah, I love the crew. We got the greatest crew. And then I'll tell you what, because we all get, we'll spend on, like yesterday, I was at the set for, I don't know, 13 or 14 hours. It was a long day. But in between, like now with TikTok and stuff like that, all these actors, Brent, I'm doing this TikTok. Come be in my TikTok. Oh, come be in mine. And so, it's still storytelling. We come up with these silly things to do in between takes. And I think one of the reasons that Rookie's so popular is that so many of that cast, their Instagram or their social media is just blowing up, And so, yeah. I mean, like Eric, who plays Tim, the tough guy on the show, he can do some pretty silly TikTok things, which makes him endearing. Yeah,
I've noticed it a lot with the new cast and the new rookies as well. They are making a lot of TikToks. Like I saw one where you're just sitting like this on a chair and you.
Well, so Miles, he's one of the new. He plays Texas. He's one of the new rookies. We're doing a scene together, and there's one of these ones where there's a lot of extras there that were in jail. And I see this guy over in the corner, and he's got all these dance moves. He's just dancing. There's no music playing, but and I go, that guy's a professional. And so Miles and I go over there. Derek is his real name. So we go over there, and I said, are you a professional dancer? Oh, yeah. I said, show us some moves. We're going to do some of these moves. And so Derek came up with the idea that we're cops. We're gonna get him out of jail, and then he choreographed these moves, right, for us to dance to. So I had knee surgery, and this is my excuse. I had knee surgery not that long ago, so I'm not real strong on my knee. So he did this choreograph, dance moves. I come out, and you can see me counting in my head, trying to hit and it's just terrible. Those two are really good. I'm terrible. Then my knee buckles, and then it goes on. And I think it's got like 4 million views on TikTok right now on Derek's site. Maybe even more than that. But almost all of them, Smitty, he's trying so hard. He just doesn't have it. Or what?
Poor Smitty,
Yeah, poor Smitty. Yeah, he has no rhythm, kind of a thing. Yeah.
I don't know if I've already asked this, but if you could direct your own rookie episode where the focus was just on you for the whole episode, obviously with side bits, Nolan is a side character, what would you want to do?
I would do an episode where we talk about Smitty's personal life. So Smitty, we're in LA. Now, when you're in LA, there are actors everywhere. Every Starbucks you go to, there's a laptop with the writers and the actors, and every waiter you have, everybody's an actor in this town. In the Midwest, where I'm from, Missouri, when I go back and I tell people I'm an actor, they think I'm kidding. Like, what? No, wait, like a Yeah, what else?
I do this as a job. That's how I pay the bills.
That's what I do. But in LA, it's everybody's an actor. And so when you're dating, you say, Brent's going out with an actress. Oh, of course he is. It's another, and I'm not putting actresses down because when they go out with me, I'm dating an actor and they're like, oh God, no, not an actor. Like, when my wife's parents found out that she was going to marry an actor, that wasn't a great thing. It's like, yeah, fantastic. She's marrying an actor. So I would go out and directing my episode. So Smitty has a rookie, and I kept saying, my date, my girlfriend's driving me insane. She's an actress, she's doing probably her headshots again, this, that, and the other. So then we have to go to a function at the station. And so I got to bring my girlfriend Sandy here, this, that, and the other. So I come in, and my girlfriend's Sandra Bullock in real life, or some movie star, it's like, like Nicole Kidman, although she's with Keith. Keith. But I go, oh my God, This girl he's been talking about this whole time, it's this famous actress, and Smitty never said anything, and I don't quite get it, that she's famous or whatever. I
That
thought
would
that
be a
would be
cool
funny.
episode. See, who
Yeah,
knows? This could be happening in season 8. We know that you're filming, but this could happen.
yeah, yeah.
A lot
So
of,
you never know.
a lot of
Oops, I shouldn't
Well,
have
he's
said that.
exposed. The Smitty
Oh
exposing the
my God.
secrets. Smitty's
Yeah.
exposing everything. I feel like Smitty would do that. I feel like if he was like in a TV show in the Rookie universe, he would pull a Tom Holland and leak the script.
Well, it's interesting with this cameo that I just started. How could you describe? They go, how would you describe season 8 in 3 words? That's a big deal now, I guess. They all say in 3 words, because I've had 4 or 5 of them say in 3 words. And I said I forgot what I said exactly. Somebody will see this and correct me. But I said something like, "You never know." And then, what did Smitty really mean by "you never know"? What's going on? It's like, oh, he knows something. He let the cat out of the bag. No, I'm trying to be as innocuous as possible. Yeah.
5 articles
But
later, what they're trying to
they're
decipher.
all trying to like see if I mess up, because if anybody's gonna mess up, it will be Smitty.
I'm waiting for you to be asked, how would you describe season 8 in 3 emojis? Like,
Yeah, yeah,
you could be funny and be like cop car, cop person, and then what would you do?
yeah.
What would you do for the third emote? What would you say? Third emoji.
Donut was definitely has
Oh
to be in
yeah,
there.
donut.
Yeah, donut, a shop, and maybe a DJ thing.
Well, I gotta say, we're nearing the end of this interview with all my questions. So I gotta say thank you, Brent, for taking the time to sit down with me and do this. It's been an absolute blast. First try, no issues, perfect.
Seamless, man. Seamless.
Perfect.
Dude, I appreciate you. You're a great interviewer and a lot of fun and great. Best of luck with your podcast. I'll tell everybody about it.
Thank you. Well, thank
All
you for
right,
taking
man.
the time.